What's going on, guys? Back again for another episode of Lift and Press, formerly CGL Podcast. I've got Jason here with me today. We're going to jump right into it. First big announcement that I want to make as far as RBL goes. We are officially going to name Jason our head of eSports. So he's going to take that title away from me. And it's going to free me up to focus a little bit more on the team. Jason's going to focus a little bit more on the recruiting aspect, running the esports teams, making sure we're hitting the tournaments. So I'm going to let him go, tell you guys a little bit about him. When did you get into esports?
It's hard to say. I mean, I've been, around esports for going on probably 8 years now. I did play, Call of Duty, World War II for...
That's our producer, Mark.
Somebody doesn't know how to put their phone on silent. But yeah, so I've been in, like I said, in and around esports for going on roughly 8 years. I only played pro for maybe 2 or 3 years. So I did, dabble into it a little bit. I did get my feet wet. Get to see like the different play styles, the competition difference, the skill level, the amount of communication that's required, all, everything that comes in and out with it. But I mean, that's one of those things where it's an aspect that not very many people are going to get the chance to see. And once you do realize, the amount of work that it is going to take, if you do make that plunge, it is a huge commitment. It's not, casual gaming. It's not just, oh, I'm going to play, maybe an hour today because that's all the free time I got. Like, you have to sit around. You have to schedule for it. You have to be able to put in the time and effort into doing this, just like anything else, whether it's, competitive sports like baseball, basketball, anything. You're always going to, look for that kind of advancement. So, looking to your superiors, looking for advice from, players that are, good friends of yours that have been in the industry a lot longer, like having that that different look, at a game is going to be something huge that anybody, that has access to, or if, they feel that they need to reach out, definitely that's something that I would recommend, for those players that are looking to break into the pro gaming series. That's going to be something, really big to think about.
Yeah, I mean, it's so weird to think about now because, the age level is so young for who's coming into esports now. You've got 15-year-olds, 16-year-olds, and I think a lot of them underestimate exactly what goes into being a professional gamer, especially in one of the top 3 games, in Call of Duty, Fortnite, League. It's not a lot of the fun goes out of it. And I think that's something a lot of people don't understand is it's fun when you're on stage. It's fun when you're playing in the tournaments, but the amount of pressure that's on, what goes into practicing, it's not anything small. We had 4 of our guys prep to qualify for Worlds for Fortnite, and it wasn't like, oh, I'm going to jump on 30 minutes here and 30 minutes there, or a couple hours here. It was, we're going to grind for 8, 9, 10 hours a day, just back-to-back games. There's no breaks. That's it. You're going to play the game that you want to play. So, for us being a smaller kind of org, it's a little bit different because we don't have, a set 5v5 Call of Duty roster right now that's living together and practicing all the time. One of the announcements we're making a little bit being the Call of Duty League announcement. So that's going to change a little bit, but even then, it's not on the CWL level. We're not 100 Thieves or Optic, where those guys live together. do everything together. But even at this level, when you're coming in on the amateur pro level, you still have to practice. You still have to put in the work. Even if you look at RBL for now as a stepping stone to one of the bigger orgs, you're not going to get there without putting in the work. And so one of the things, I want to ask you is what do you, when you look at an application that I send in to you, or when I say, hey, review this guy, and for a while, you've been kind of doing both content creators, streamers, and the competitive side. Now, we're kind of switching over to the competitive side. We'll be naming our head of streamer relations soon. And when I send you over a competitive person for, say, Fortnite solos, or duos, what are you looking for? What's kind of the process? So anybody listening who wants to, potentially apply for some of these tournaments that, we're going to be sending people to, whether online or in person here in Colorado or Texas, California, Florida, one of our hubs. What's something, what are you looking for out of players?
So one of my biggest thing that I'm going to look for, at least just to start, is, I just want to see, like, just, a general gameplay. Like, I don't want to see you, like, all those clips that everybody's going to have where it's like, oh yeah, I got all these great kills or all these great shots and this and that. Like, yeah, like, that's, that's going to be something huge that's going to come into play, but I also want to see those games where you're struggling. I want to see those games where, you mess up. I want to see how you correct yourself. I want to see, what you do to adjust to the situation, whether you're getting third-partied, stuff like that. I'm not just going to look at, oh yeah, they had a 20-kill game, they had a 15-kill game, they, this and that. Like, I'm looking for more of the whole package. I'm going to be, checking out your stream. I'll look at, the clips that you do have. I'm going to see, where you sit at that point in time, and see what it's like. Like, we'll do, I guess, kind of like the whole secret shopper kind of, deal. I may drop into your stream. It may not be under, my own personal account. I may just drop in, ask some questions, things like that, and see how you react to what I'm telling, what I'm asking you, or, information-wise, what I can get from you, to see how you're going to react. I want to look for somebody that's definitely going to be, wide open to improvement. Everybody's always going to think that they're going to be, the best at whatever game they're good at.
Right.
Which is understandable. Like, it's great to have a mentality like that, but you also want to be that person that you're going to go in, with a high positive mentality, but you also got to know that you're going to have to take that constructive criticism. You're going to have to take the ups and the downs, the same way that everybody else is. And at that point, that's what's going to, determine, a big factor for me is if that's something that we want. Like, if you can't take a constructive criticism, statement, then how am I supposed to, be able to get somebody to help you? Like, are you even going to listen to them? Are you going to actually take it into consideration? Are you going to, try?
Yeah, I think that's an important thing, because all of our coaches, it's not always going to be, oh yeah, you played great, like, here's where you could fix. Sometimes there's just games where you just don't do anything right. And I think one of the big things that's coming into esports right now, and obviously is a big focus for us, being what we are and who we are as a company, but the mental and physical aspects of what it takes to be on the professional level. That's something that obviously we look at too from an organizational standpoint, is making sure we have we have a whole fitness division. So we've got nutritionists on staff, we've got personal trainers on staff, we have a psychologist on staff for all of our players, so that we can make sure that the tough times are handled the right way. A lot of times losses are relatively rough. We were just talking about it here. We did a whole photo shoot and stuff today, and we were just talking about it at the table, how You know, we did that lock-in at local hosts last weekend, and it got to the point where, you know, our Apex team made it all the way to finals, and then we ended up losing. And there's some other stuff that goes into it, but also at the end of the day, you know, it's how do you handle, you know, getting second place, and especially at a tournament like that where they're so rapid fire that it's only prizes to first.
Yeah.
So, you know, these guys grinded for 2.5 hours, 3 hours at this tournament, got second, and they walk away with nothing. And that's, you know, that's really rough. And then, you know, one of the other big things that's going on right now that's a big problem is, you know, we're at the grassroots level of esports here in Denver. So a lot of the tournaments aren't going to be super competitive, and they're not going to be super big right now. But what happens is these, you know, it's like, oh, well, there's only 3 people here, so I'm not going to go. Or, you know, we'll call out a recruitment for Fortnite Fridays at local host, and like, yeah, well, there's only 3 teams usually, or 4 teams. It's not big enough. But if everybody has that attitude, then it's never going to grow, you know. And so that's one of the things we're going to really look at from an org standpoint when it comes to who we're sending your way and who we're recruiting, is the people who are also in it every single day. You know, especially lately since we started working a little closer with local host, I've been down there almost every day just scouting talent, just finding people. And you don't have to be the best, you know. It's like you were saying, as long as you've got a relatively good base, our coaching staff, our players, we can teach you how to get better. But you have to also be willing to get better, and you have to also understand that, one, console players are better than PC. And 2, you have to be able to listen. And a lot of people, you know, when I play League, right, I think I'm the greatest League player of all time. I'm in silver, so I'm really not. But I'll take feedback, you know, and I watch a lot of League, and like I'm working to get better. And Fortnite, when we played the other night, you know, granted I did carry you guys.
Okay, all right. Let's get the story straight
here.
here.
How about this? Let's just roll the clip.
That'll make life a lot easier.
Yeah.
But you can't just roll the last 45 seconds where you get the one kill.
That's the clip. One clip. Me, bang, victory.
Okay, are you going to include the part where you fall in the hole and shoot the wall for 15 seconds?
No, of course not.
All right.
Of course not.
Just putting all the aspects out there.
Well, you know, listen. I think, you know, as funny as it is, it kind of boils down to, though, of like, after every game, it was weird because, like, I take winning and losing, like, very seriously, more so than, you know, anything else. My ego is way too big for me to ever accept that I can lose at something or not be the best. And
that's exactly how I am. I'm way too competitive of a person at anything, and I don't care what it is. We could be, like, playing Jenga for all I know. And
or talking about being competitive.
Yeah. You know what I mean? It just happens, but, you know, it is what it is. But on that aspect, you know, like you were saying, we were playing around, you know, me, you, Matt. You know, we're, all 3 of us, by no means whatsoever are we great at this game. Like, we're terrible. But, I mean, hey, we're all just having a good time. Like, we got wrecked so many games in a row, and it's like, you know, at that point, what do you want to do? You know, in the competitive scene, you know, as you're learning, as you're growing, it's bound to happen. There's always going to be somebody better, you know, than you or anybody else in the game at one point in time. You know, are you going to take those losses and just be like, all right, I'm going to hang up the towel. I can't do this no more.
Oh, yeah, because you got to look, you know, at one point, Ninja was by far the best Fortnite player, and now it's, I'm not saying Ninja's not good, obviously, and please don't copyright strike the video because I said your name, but there's people out there that are just leaps and bounds ahead of him, you know, and Mark said something earlier that was just is stuck in my head is it's like you reach a certain level of fame in a game, and so many people stop grinding to be better, you know, and that's one of the things I have to say, and it seems like every episode of the podcast or every video that we do on anything, it always comes back to Scump somehow. But it's one of the things I have to say about Scump is no matter how big he's gotten of a name, that guy has never stopped grinding to be better. And, you know, but I also do think it has a lot to do with the people around you, because it was, yeah, we played, we suck, and we were getting smashed every time. But at the end of each game, it was always like, oh, well, you know, we should have done this, and we could have done this better, and like, you know, there was a couple games where we just like drop into tilted, knew we were going to lose, but it was just kind of like a palate cleanser, you know, of like, all right,
let's just get in there, try and do something, and if whatever happens, we're just going to reset,
like,
start
fuck
over.
macro, like we're just going to go in and feast or famine, you know, like we're either going to take over tilted or we're going to get knocked out, and we never took over tilted.
Let's just be honest, it's probably not going to happen.
We also, all three, dropped into Trump Tower twice and found 0 shotguns.
Yeah.
So you're definitely not taking over tilted without a shotgun. It ain't happening. And I still have the worst RNG luck ever when it comes to finding guns. Like, I just don't get them.
I think it was, the 4th game that we were in? He's running around 10 minutes in trying to find a gun still.
Yeah, it was rough. And then it's crazy, too, because I played with my son. We were playing the end game thing before. And it was the same thing. I had to use my map to just go find the one Avengers weapon that you get. And by the time I get to my map, he's like 4 weapons deep. He's like, oh yeah, I got Thor's axe, the Iron Man gauntlets, and the cap shield. I'm like, oh, well, I have my fists. And he's like, oh, I'll just drop it for you. But it was just crazy, and you know, and I think that's one of the big things we're looking to build, even more so than talent. Talent's obviously important, don't get me wrong, but making sure that everybody kind of vibes together as a whole organization, you know, and it's on the eSports side, on the professional player side, the streamer side, you know, one of the things that we do as often as we can, especially with so many people being local here, is we're together as a full squad all the time. We're always out doing something. And I think that helps for us to all get together. It helps when we all play together. You know, it keeps the frustration levels low when everybody's kind of a part of something outside of just what the job is.
Yeah, because I mean, you know, as the pro players go, you know, like you said, everything is going to be an endless grind, or at least it should be. You know, but eventually you're going to get to that point where you're going to, you know, start to burn yourself out. You're going to get frustrated, and things are just going to go downhill. You know, so with all of us being so close, you know, always playing different games together, whether it's Fortnite, Apex,
League of Legos.
Yeah, League of Legends, you know, whatever it is, you know, we can all take a break from anything that we're doing, you know, and hit anybody up. And most likely somebody's available at that time. You know, and then you can get away from it. You can take a break. Just go have fun, you know, enjoy the game again.
Yeah, I think that's a really big part of the esports side, is making sure that you do allow yourself to enjoy the game sometimes, you know, and I remember when I played, part of that enjoyment was going into Black Ops 2 and grinding League play. It was so much different than grinding the competitive style. Even in Ghost, like dropping into like the Mike Myers map, all that stuff it was a good palate cleanser because it's so different.
Yeah.
And that's what, you know, that's one of the big things we want to focus on. So what then is your like step one of recruiting? If you had to put what talent we're looking for, because I think we're pretty locked in on streamers, specifically just content creators. So if you were to kind of guesstimate, what are we looking at first that you're going to go after?
Personally, my first choice is going to be Call of Duty, and that's just because that's where I came from. So that's what I know, the most about. That's what I know exactly what kind of talent I'm going to be looking for. I know the roles that need to be filled, and I look for what kind of, more so communication, input, output, of a player that I'm going to be searching for. So Call of Duty is going to be the start for me. Next, it could be Fortnite, it could be League. Either one of those are both going to be on the same level. We do have Ernie, who we had, we'll get into a little bit later here, that has just signed with us. That's a content creator. As far as playing League, so I have, somebody else that I can contact for more information, including yourself, on, certain things I should be looking for, whether it's if we need carries, if we're looking for more of support players, if we need, more of a communication-based team, what exactly the company is looking for.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the big reasons that we made the jump to kind of bringing you into this position and away from just being a content creator, is that and it's very rare to find. I've been in business a long time, and it's one of the things that I'm very passionate about. It's why I think I've had so much success in what I've done. But you're like-minded in that if you don't know something, you'll go find somebody that does. Mm-hmm. And we're not gonna spend a bunch of time. You don't know Fortnite, so your first thing probably, I would imagine, is going to be to recruit a coach, mm-hmm. who can then go recruit the players, and then you can focus on what you're good at, and that's recruiting other coaches, managing, mm-hmm. payouts, contracts, all the stuff I don't want to do.
Yeah, all the ins and outs that I get.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll be the first one to flat out tell you, if I do not know, whether it's work, whether it's games, anything in my life, if I do not know how to do it, if I don't know how to fix it, if I don't know how to take care of it, by no means will I be the one to just jump in and be like, oh yeah, I can do this.
All right, well,
I'll just tell you.
Your fiance's here, so how true is that?
What? How true is that? If I don't know anything, if I don't know, anything about something, am I going to be the one that's just going to jump into that aspect and be like, oh yeah, I know how to do this, or I know how to do that, and make myself look like an idiot?
You'll definitely research what you can first. Try to problem solve as much as you can, and at the same time you're asking somebody, hey,
all right,
how do I do this?
All right. Well, some people, and we know it a lot from the event at Diamond. Mm-hmm. A lot of people say that they're going to do something and then they don't. Or I'm the best Call of Duty player in Denver, and still hasn't actually done their tryouts.
Yeah.
So, I think I think that's everything as far as intro to eSports, kind of what we're looking for. Is there anything that you want to talk about specifically? You have probably 2 minutes.
In all honesty, the biggest thing is going to be, if there is anybody out there that, is going to look to join the organization, definitely do not hesitate to reach out to me. And, I say this humbly, but I'm a blunt person, and sometimes I hate to be that way, and sometimes I don't. But I'm not going to beat around the bush and, tell you something that isn't going to be true. If I think you got it, or if I think that you don't, I'm not just going to be like, oh yeah, you suck, you're not in it. I'm never going to do something like that. But I'm going to tell you, that, hey, at this time we're not going to be, interested in you. These are some things that I would recommend working on, and if you want to try again later, by all means shoot me a message, and I'll definitely give you another shot, and we can go from there.
Yeah, and that's a good thing. And we have a lot of relationships with other orgs too, and there's a lot of different levels to this. So, I would say where we're at right now is kind of like a tier 2 of 3. So we have a lot of relationships with some tier 3 kind of very intro to esports teams that maybe we can refer you to. But also, one of the things is we are looking to become the tier 1.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's going to be a lot of stuff that gets turned down. There's going to be a lot of roster changes that happen over the first couple of years. But, man, I forgot what I was talking about.
But yeah, I mean,
I don't remember. Anyway, he's gonna tell you yes or no, and we're never gonna beat around the bush and say, "Oh yeah, join." Like if you don't fit with the org, and that goes overall the entire organization's ideals. Like if you don't fit with all of our ideals, if you're not gonna be a good fit with the family, because realistically, I mean that's what we are all talking all the time in one way or another.
Yeah.
And our fitness guys talk with our gaming guys talk with our fitness guys.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't fit with the family, then we're just not going to name you to. You're just not going to fit.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to take just a quick break. We got to pay for the podcast, so we're going to run an ad, and then we'll be back with our roster update, actually.
You've probably heard a lot about CBD oil recently. At Full Spectrum Zen, our CBD products are all natural and guaranteed the highest quality. Made in the United States at the Hemp Research Center in Winchester, Kentucky, Full Spectrum provides a full range of CBD products, from various soft gels to tinctures to the deep freeze cream. Full Spectrum Zen is the #1 choice for all RBL athletes in fitness and in gaming for their recovery and day-to-day usage. Full Spectrum Zen, CBD without the worry.
All right. So we covered esports. Let's go into a quick roster segment. So we've got our previous roster. I don't know how many of you guys saw the announcement. We did separate from one of our content creators, just differences of opinion. Everybody who's been part of the family, we still wish them all the best. No hard feelings on anybody's side as far as I know. I can't speak for the content creator, but since then we've named, I'm going to have to pull out my phone because we named a lot and I want to make sure I don't miss anybody. But what do we have? We have Mike. He is one of our Facebook streamers, so he's the very first content creator almost exclusive to Facebook. I'll put his social media somewhere around here. We named Assassin, Nick, who was a player that you played professional with, yeah?
Yeah, we played together for going on a year and a half before I came to RBL. And same thing, great dude, great content creator. He hasn't played a whole lot of Call of Duty lately, but we still talk all the time. He been on the Division 2 grind right now is what he's been playing a lot of lately.
Yeah, that and Apex. I've seen him grinding a lot of Apex too, and I think it's so weird where we're at now, because honestly, the amount of content around Call of Duty has fallen off so much, and Black Ops 4 is a great game, but if you're not playing it competitively, it's way better than COD 4 on PC. Way better. Way better. But if you're not playing competitive, you're playing all of these other games.
Yeah.
And so I want to definitely see a resurgence in Call of Duty. I think as we as an organization start streaming a little bit more, like I said, I'm going to get into it. We're going to have everybody kind of streaming from the RBL channels. We're all going to get together and play, more of the family stuff. But I definitely want to stream some more Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Get back into playing some Call of Duty. Mortal Kombat 11, we'll talk about it in a little bit, but I want to start streaming that. It's such a good game. It's so good. What are you laughing at, Mark?
That game sucks.
Mortal Kombat 11 sucks?
Oh no, I thought you were talking about Call of Duty still.
Oh,
Black Ops.
listen. This dude
Got somebody stuck in the Stone Age over here.
Yeah, I still play COD 4 on PC. Do you? Do you also still ride horses?
In the back? Yeah.
Oh yeah, we do. But, damn, bro, I keep forgetting what I'm talking about today.
Well, yeah, Assassin.
Yeah, there we go. Call of
Assassin's
Duty.
a great guy.
Yeah, so
For
far he's
sure.
been great, and he is one of the first. I guess really the first, because I don't include myself. He's the first one where he kind of is encompassing everything that we stand for,
Mm-hmm.
because he's also on his fitness journey.
Yeah, definitely.
He's
That's it.
down. What did he say? He was down like 85 pounds or something.
85
crazy.
to almost 100 pounds now. Yeah,
He ran a 5K the other day like it was nothing.
Oh, Nick?
And that's
Yeah. he's
and that's crazy. I can't even run a 5K. I
he's
can barely run a 5.
he's getting there, and that's what's great is like this is definitely going to be his journey. Joining with us, and he's been working on it a lot, especially for his little girl that he has. That's his biggest push. Is everything is for her. So he's losing the weight. He wants to be that active dad. He wants to get out, enjoy all the fun that is going to happen. So he's been pushing real hard. He's lost a lot of weight. He looks great. And he's going to keep continuing on going, until he hits his goal. And
Yeah, and we sent him out some product. Well, I guess I don't know. I don't know if I should use past tense or because I'm sending it out on Monday and we're recording this on Sunday, but it comes out on Tuesday.
I guess you could use it in a past tense because
So we sent
technically
him.
it's going to come out.
Yeah, we sent him product to help, and then I'm flying out to Ohio, probably early June.
Mhm.
I think. I was gonna try to go out there soon, but bro, I'm in Florida next week, and then Cali the week after, and then back here for the League of Legends 5v5 at local host, and then I'm back in Cali, then I'm in New York, and then I think I'm in Seattle after that, and then I think I'm in Philadelphia. And then I'll be back June 8th for the Apex or Fortnite tournament. $2,500 National Championship Series Fortnite tournament. You guys are going to start, we'll start talking a lot more about the NCS. They're going to be who's running the Call of Duty League. All their events are run at local hosts. So, but yeah, I mean, so we're going to get out there, get some videos with him, in the gym, and really help. Nick's got a special place for me, being that everything is about the kids, and that's what I'm doing. That's why I do everything that I do, and so I understand. And so far, he's been a great addition. I mean, I probably get 40 or 50 notifications every day on him posting about something or sharing something, and it's crazy. It's almost as many notifications as I get of Mark going live on Twitch throughout the day.
You mean throughout the week?
No, just the day. He's just constantly, I'm live. 10 minutes later, he ain't live anymore. 10 more minutes later, I'm live again. I'm like, bro, you don't gotta turn off the stream every time you have to go to the bathroom, but
It's every time I rage.
yeah.
That's all right. Just step away from the camera. Nobody can see you anyways.
Nah, dude, I gotta turn it
We'll
off.
just get you some dummy gear, okay? Like some rubber keyboards. and
Yeah,
rubber
we
mouse.
gotta get Mark one of those American Furniture Warehouse setups where
Yeah,
it's
there
all
you go.
like the cardboard and
Yeah.
stuff. So
You can smash that all you want
Yeah.
off camera.
You ever seen those little punching bags that you can anchor to your table?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, but that doesn't work when you throw the whole table. Yeah, because you posted that picture of you throwing the monitor down the stairs on Instagram.
Yeah.
I'm gonna post it. I'm probably not, because I'm not gonna listen to this whole podcast when I edit it. But I'm gonna try to post it. If not, go check out Mark's social. It's always in the bottom with the rest of us. So we added Assassin. He is also going to head up our online Fortnite team. So I know you guys will be talking about that soon. He's going to be hitting a lot of game battles. Ernie, Big Bad Boleros. We brought him on. He's our first League of Legends content creator. That was another one that you brought on.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it works. You know, it was kind of your first.
My first big
Well,
call.
no, I think Nick was your first like full vouch. Like
Yeah.
Nick's coming in under you, and then Ernie was really your first acquisition as head of eSports. And then we brought on Matt Hatter Plays, so we did a shoot with him today. He's a variety streamer, so he's more strictly on the content creation side. You know, one of the big things we need to step up soon is our YouTube game, and that's why we've brought on so many content creators so that we can clip stuff. And, you know, speaking of, we are looking for an editor, so if anybody listening, watching, wants to edit or knows how, hit one of us up. Anybody, any of us will forward the info on to me, I'm sure. Because we need to bring the editing in-house. You know, I am traveling so much and putting so much stuff together on the back end that it's hard for me to edit a lot of the stuff that we're doing right now and finding the time. You know, we did a whole fitness shoot like a week ago, and I still have probably another 7 or 8 hours of video editing to go through. So we are looking for an editor. As far as open positions go, like I said, I don't think we're bringing on any more streamers.
No more streamers, no more content creators at this time. Most of our recruitment right now is going to be working on filling the 5-man team for Call of Duty, probably the League of Legends team as well.
Yeah, and see, the league is so hard because Colorado does not have a competitive league scene. Like, you know, and we have a legit Korea challenger, #1 RENA. So he's definitely, you know, in line for coach for the league team, but I don't know if we can find a 5v5 that's gonna push that good. But then also, I guess when you think about it, right, the league is a pretty localized tournament. So if we find the best 5 players in Denver, then I guess there's skill cap. You know, even if the best 5 players in Denver did happen to be like bronze 2, and everybody else was bronze 4, they're still better. And then if Riot ever finishes Clash, that'll be a different story.
Yeah.
But that's all online based, so we can recruit from anywhere. I think obviously within the servers, so anywhere in NA. Yeah, so we have no more content creation spots open. We have full roster availability for all the major games: Apex, Fortnite,
Call of Duty,
League. I'm thinking we want to branch into fighting games soon. Oh, Smash. So we are naming, no Smash positions are open. Smash obviously isn't a team game, so we have a 3-person roster that we already named. We're just finalizing contracts now. So we'll probably announce those on the next podcast. They just had their NCS minors on Saturday. So, I mean, theoretically, if you want to know what the roster looks like, I'm sure you can figure it out. They only prized out to 3 people. But, man, for real, I don't know what it is today. I cannot put thoughts together for more than like 30 seconds. What was I talking about?
Smash.
No, but before that, I know I was talking about Smash, but why did I get in? Oh, rosters.
Rosters.
Listen, all right, let me tell you the real reason, and it sucks because you haven't seen it yet. Nobody else in here has seen it yet, but Endgame really messed with my head, bro.
Yeah, we could tell.
Like, I know it sounds dumb because it's just a movie, but it really messed with my head. Like, I can't focus on it. Like, I'm trying to convince Jenny to go see it tonight.
I don't know. That's her call.
I know. That's why I asked her, not you.
Yeah. See, everybody knows that. It's just like, believe me, it's just like that in the softball world. If anybody asks me to play games or like to play tournaments on the weekends, they know not even to bother to ask me. They have to ask the head honcho over there.
Yo, and it's so weird, right? So, I'm not gonna pan the camera because she'll cover her face.
Oh well.
But Jason's fiance, congratulations, guys.
Thank
by
you.
the way,
Thank you. Golf clap.
is our, I don't know what you call her, design coordinator maybe. She's our photo shoot coordinator, and not by like my choice. I'm just so trained at this point that like I was like, hey guys, and I wanted to go do photo shoots outside earlier in our shoot today.
Mm-hmm.
And it turned into a question throughout the sentence because I wanted to make sure that she was like okay with us going outside to do
He was
photo
like,
shoots.
"Hey, we should go take pictures outside."
Yeah.
He was like, "Yeah, that's a good idea." Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah. So eventually we'll get her over her camera fear and she'll be on the podcast. But all the cool shots and stuff that you guys see, all the product shots, everything, as much as I would like to take credit for it, it's not. I do things like flip these over here. She's
Flip
like,
these up or tie these in knots.
no, time and knots. That was Mark. That first photo shoot ever, he ties his thing.
He
She's
ties
like,
his strings in
hey
a
guy,
knot.
could you not?
Mark, you need to take those out. What? Your strings. But
Yes.
they're bothering me. They're in the way. So take them out. Technical difficulties over there?
A little bit, because that one piece broke over here, so I can't adjust it vertically because then it just flops everywhere. Story of my life. Bruh. It's not funny.
I swear it's not that hard.
It's like my brain right now. Okay? This microphone was in the car when I watched Endgame. It probably got a little upset too. Oh. Speaking of Endgame, well, we should be like 15 minutes,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. Endgame in Fortnite. I know we didn't play any yesterday for whatever reason.
Oh, it's so fun.
But it's a blast, right?
Yeah.
Bro, come oh no, never mind. Okay, listen, let me explain something. And Mark, come
No,
over
you
here.
got to bring him in. You got to
Yeah,
show
yeah.
why.
Come here.
Why?
Let me explain something, okay? This photo shoot has been set up for weeks. For weeks. It's been rescheduled twice.
It's been in the same location. Mark this. It's the same location. And Mark actually lives here, and he was an hour late.
Yeah, first of all, he was an hour late. An hour late. And then, not even that, he was 30 minutes late to just getting us the keys.
True.
And then, this is what he comes down in, minus the hoodie. He came down in this for our photo shoot. Yeah, what? Bruh. This is what happens when all you do is play Fortnite all day.
Mm-hmm. All night.
Yeah, he was up till like 4 a.m. and then slept until like 4 p.m. Bro, Jason and I were up till like 5:30 this morning.
Yeah.
And we were up at 1 o'clock.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Paralyzed, dude.
Yeah, it was rough, but well, I did it again. I forgot why I started roasting him. Oh, Endgame.
Yep.
Mm.
Endgame and Fortnite. It's a blast, right?
Mhm. Yeah, it's
I
really
didn't
good.
play the Infinity War, but I think it's the exact same thing, right? This one is the last one. Because I don't think you played it either, right? Because you didn't play Fortnite until we convinced you to start grinding for Worlds again.
I'm trying to think what the last event was. No, I played the last event.
The last Avengers event?
Yeah.
It's the same. It was the same thing, right?
No, it was you had to so the what's that thing called on his arm?
The Infinity
That's the
Gauntlet?
gauntlet. So it would just fall from the sky like within like the first 5 minutes or so, and you just had to run to it. And whoever got it, they would just become Thanos, and you would drop down. And then if you kill them, the gauntlet falls, and you gotta pick it up. So there was no heroes. There was no. You had to do this. You had to grind for mats and stuff. It was pretty. Yeah. Same
Basically,
thing.
just get all the mats and
Yeah,
try
there's-
and take out Thanos as much as possible.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Man, I forgot what we were talking about.
You know what we should talk about?
What should we talk about?
Is
that PC is versus console?
No, that's just absurd.
That's for everybody.
You know what we should do? We should all download Smash Bros. Emulator. We should all play that 64. Or not Smash Bros. Mario Party.
No.
Oh yeah.
I just said we're a family. We're
Let's
not
rip it
playing-
apart,
That's
dude.
fighting words right
Bro, we
Let's
just
rip it
talked about
apart.
this on the last
Yeah, we
podcast.
did.
We're not playing Mario
Mario
Party.
Party.
No.
Dude.
Fighting words.
So good. Oh my god.
No, bro, I would rather play Monopoly than Mario Party with a bunch of gamers.
Yeah, I was telling him that Monopoly is like a freaking 4-hour game.
Oh yeah, it is.
Right? See?
Yeah, but it's not as competitive as Mario Party.
I mean, I don't know about that. I don't know what kind of Monopoly players you've been playing with. But Hubby, when we play Monopoly, things get heated after a while.
Yeah.
And it gets pretty cutthroat.
The only thing about that is that you're out and you're just completely out. So it's like people are just gonna sit there and be like, oh fuck, you guys are still playing for another 4
Another
hours.
3 hours go by.
Yeah.
But who goes out in Monopoly? I don't think I've ever had a game end where I think we all just decided like,
It doesn't get that far. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't let it get
You
that
don't-
far. Then.
Yeah.
You don't play the whole game. You just say, okay, we're done.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm
It
out.
lasts forever.
yeah.
Monopoly can go on for hours and hours and
No,
hours.
we just get to the point where it's like, all right, well, this is boring now.
And then I just declare I'm first because I got the most money.
Well, you don't. Not even in Monopoly.
Hey, you never know. We haven't played yet.
Bro, all right, we're gonna play Monopoly. I'm gonna smash you in Monopoly.
Hey,
Just
just
like Mario
because
Party.
you think you have the business aspect locked down doesn't mean
You
that it's
mean
true.
think
Doesn't translate into.
Monopoly? Yes, it
Real
does.
life business and Monopoly business are two different.
No, they're not. Monopoly is a game of strategy.
Dude, I've been smacked by like a 5-year-old who doesn't even know what they're doing. They just roll the dice and land on, what are the last two properties?
Boardwalk and Park Place.
Yeah. They just land there. Or the person
Slaps
who
the
buys
hotel.
everything, God, that pisses
Yeah.
me off. They just buy everything and land on. I'm like,
That's what I do.
freaking idiot. Ruining the game.
Because
Did you
they're-
do that?
They're playing it the right way.
Do you buy everything you land on?
No, that's dumb. Monopoly is a game of strategy.
Yeah, exactly.
There are specific properties that have a much higher percentage of landing than others and worth investing more money into. It also depends on how you play too. Like, do you play by the rules or do you play that taxes go into free parking and then whoever lands on free parking gets all the taxes?
Mm-hmm.
See, that's not how you're supposed to play though.
That's how everybody plays.
I know, but I think it was like, I saw a meme one time where like the actual Monopoly rules. And I didn't know Monopoly actually came with rules, to be honest with you.
I didn't either.
Like,
Me neither.
I've never seen rules.
No, because we bought the what is it? The second gen Pokemon Monopoly, and it didn't come with rules.
Oh, 100% there's rules in there somewhere.
Obviously, it's buried or lost or something. I don't know.
Well,
As soon as
she
I
probably
opened it,
threw
it
'em
wasn't
away.
there.
She snagged them real quick, threw them away. She was like,
So
"Ain't
she
no
could
rules
cheat.
here." Yeah.
So she could cheat and win.
Isn't they came out with the a second game of Uno? It's called Dose.
I don't think it is, bro.
No, I'm serious.
No.
Yeah, it did. It's called Dose.
You've just been proven wrong.
Yeah, dude.
There's no questioning that.
Yeah.
She's not on camera, they can't see that. No, that's dumb. First of all,
It's called Dose.
how do you come out with a different Uno?
It's the same game, but everything's doubled. So like, there's no.
Just draw eight?
It goes up to what, 7 or the numbers? You know?
Oh, I have no idea. I've heard about it.
Yeah. Well, whatever it goes up to, it's doubled, and it's really weird.
You
Yeah.
want me to find it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, find it. please.
You see that swipe?
Holy crap!
That's the pissed off swipe.
no, no.
Hooked up now, Aaron.
Oh boy.
Listen, this is what having two producers means. She can look stuff up. He's in the videos now.
Yeah, he's screwed now.
He's in it. But he's going to have to go back soon because he's got to watch the time on the cameras. But, no, I'm down to put... Oh, bro, listen. I talked to some people. This GoldenEye tournament is happening. We're
Oh,
going
yeah.
to do it here.
Here.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
here.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah, we're just going to commandeer this whole floor as the new RBL offices.
You know what we need to do though to make it official? We need to get an old ass box TV, small one like this.
Oh, yeah.
0 MS. Yo, those are OP, bro.
Yeah, those are hard to find too, though, because we did that a lot for Smash 64. We played on the red, white, and yellow board.
Yeah, my buddy who used to compete in Call of Duty on console, he's like, dude,
Oh.
he's like, yeah.
He used to compete in what?
Wait, here.
Listen to this guy.
Say it into the mic.
He used to compete on console.
Oh, real competition.
Yeah, and he's the one who. It's funny because I asked him on stream too. I was like, dude, tell me right now, after switching over from console to PC and playing against with us, who do you think's better? And he's like, on COD 4, he's like, PC players by a landslide.
Yeah, because COD 4 is 97 years old, bro.
No, but it's just the problem. He's like, the thing is, he's like, all the spots and bouncing that you could do that you can't do on console. He's like, and the leaning. He's like, bro, they don't stand a chance. He's
Yeah,
like,
the leaning is definitely
Yeah.
different. And I've never, and you put words in my mouth, but I've almost never said that COD 4 PC players aren't better. I'm saying in general, Call of Duty console players are better.
No.
Yes, Black Ops 4 on PC versus Black Ops 4 on PS4. PS4 people are going to shit on you. Yes.
It's possible. Yeah, so me and my buddy talked about it, and he's like, I think they have a much better chance on the newer games. He's like, any of the older games, it's like, it runs a lot different, and he's like, dude, there's no way. He's like, just it's not even the aiming. It's just more of how the game works, dude. He's
Yeah,
like,
well,
because,
it's an entirely different game. COD
Well,
4 on console and COD 4 on PC aren't even remotely the same. And
Well,
COD
no,
4
you
on
know-
PC isn't even called. It's been changed and updated so
Well,
much.
the thing is that,
not
it's,
Call of Duty anymore. It's just a
it's
shooter.
it's just I don't know, man. I don't know. I forgot how he explained it to me, but they're just entirely different games. It's not even. To be fair, COD 4 or Call of Duty on PC when it was competitive wasn't even Call of Duty. ProMod took out all perks. They took out weapon sway. They took out bobbing. They took out endless things, and it wasn't even Call of Duty 4 anymore. It was ProMod. People didn't refer to COD 4 on PC as COD 4. It was playing ProMod tournament.
Yeah,
you know?
because it's not. There's a big difference between what Call of Duty is as a game on a competitive side and what it is on PC. Like, it is just so different. But I think if you took the best Black Ops 4 PC player right now versus the best Call of Duty or the best console player, the console player wins 9 out of 10 times. 9 out of 10 times.
All
For
right.
Black Ops 4. For COD 4, I mean, obviously nobody stands a chance. Like, but Black Ops 4, 100%. Like, I mean, look, you've got people playing PC Fortnite getting clapped by people playing with a controller on their PC. So, you know, I think, I don't know, honestly though, I am not good at Fortnite, but I'm a billion times better at Fortnite on the computer than I am on console though. Because it's so much, like, because the console, you know, I'm so used to playing Call of Duty, where you only, like, use your left and right triggers and your left and right joysticks for the most part. And so that's what I gravitate towards. But then in Fortnite, like, you're using all the top 4 buttons, you're using all your side buttons, like, and then running, aiming, shooting, like, it's crazy. And like you were saying last night, like, my hands don't like to go from right to left.
Left to right.
Oh, mine don't like to go from right to left.
Yeah, so if I'm gonna play Fortnite with a controller, I have to make a custom build layout for myself because I can't do it with the
Will
stock.
you check the time?
Yeah.
Okay, Dose, what's about
What's
it?
the word?
Word.
3 minutes.
So it's basically the same exact card game as Uno, but you can use 2 different cards to match the number that's down.
Okay, so if there's a 7, you can use a 4 and a 3?
Yep.
Why would you make a whole new game for that?
I don't know, but she just proved you wrong that there is a game called Dose. Look, I'm staring at it right now.
Okay, I can see it, but that's not a new game, that's just a new rule.
Well, when you have 2 cards left, you have to yell Dose instead of Uno for 1 card.
Oh, so they made it easier?
Sure.
Do you have to then yell Uno still too, though?
I don't think so.
I don't know. It's called Dose. It's not Uno anymore. Come on,
It's
guy.
just a new rule, bro. It's just, that's it. It's a new rule. Then they made a whole new game, and they're gonna make millions of dollars off Dose.
Mhm.
That's genius.
Should have thought of it first.
I probably did. I'm pretty sure everybody's thought of making a game called Dose as a joke. Fuck, bro.
I wonder if the plus cards are double. That's what they should be.
They have like
Minute and a half.
number cards, like hashtag cards, a pound sign. I don't know what it means, but
That's crazy. That's insane. Alright, let's go into the next segment. Okay, so fucking cameras died again. Well, eventually, we're gonna not have that happen. I think next week I'm gonna just pick up 2 long charger cords and just have them plugged in.
Make life a lot easier.
Well, it's crazy though, because look, the batteries went from 21% and 16% to dead in like, what, 2 minutes? Not even?
Mm-hmm.
So, and then it lasted that whole other 80. Maybe the batteries are just bad. Who knows?
Could be.
Anyway, while we were waiting for all this stuff to fix itself, we started talking about Apex. And last week, Mark and I talked about the competitive side of Apex and there not being one, and how EA came out, or that guy, the developer guy, came out and said, we have no future plans to support Apex. And then all of a sudden, this week we've got tournament guidelines rolling out. We've got custom lobbies rolling out to select people. So I think, and I was of this opinion last week as well, that the guy's just tired of such a stupid question being asked. There's no game, especially a battle royale, but no shooter game out. No game that's not strictly story based
Mm-hmm.
that's gonna not have a competitive scene. Like, even the 2K games have their comp mode. Like, so for him to come out and say, like, either yeah, he didn't know what he was talking about, or he was just tired of being asked the same stupid question over and over, or they were trying to hide it, I guess. But
Which is dumb.
you got to
Why would you
understand
do
that
that?
most of these LAN centers are owned by gamers.
Mm-hmm.
So, or at least run by gamers. So you're not ever going to get away with trying to sneakily, like, send out tournament guidelines and
Yeah.
custom lobbies. Like, it's going to leak. It's 2019. Although Endgame didn't leak. So that was good. But this leaked. And this wasn't as sad. Endgame didn't mess me up, bro, okay? Also, so we got... Listen. Hey, can you grab it so I can show it off? Okay, so we ordered lunch today from this delicious place. Something barbecue. I don't know what it's
Billy
called.
Smokes.
Billy Smokes Barbecue. It's good. And their barbecue sauce is delicious. I don't know if you guys had any on the stuff.
I had a little bit.
Yeah,
but
I
it's
did.
so good. But I ordered tea. And look at this. This is what they send it in.
Yeah, that's a thing now. Qdoba caters the same way. I don't know. It's kind of interesting.
What is this? This looks like a colostomy bag. That's what they're called, right? The
No.
things that they hold pee in?
Nope. No,
What's
it's called
No, it's called
catheter, isn't it?
A catheter is what goes in you.
Oh,
the
okay.
bag is what catches it. I'm pretty sure. Will you look it up?
It's called a pee bag, bro. That's all it
Look,
is.
she's just getting new titles every time she shows up.
Pretty much.
She doesn't even want to work for us. She's just stuck.
Sorry, babe. Guess you're thrown in the shithole now.
Wow.
Oh boy.
Hey, start podcast. Look, here's my new head of eSports. End of
Shithole.
podcast. RBL's a shithole. Solid. I know what you meant.
Yeah.
like a urine drainage bag.
Yeah, it's called
See?
a colostomy bag, right?
Pee
That's
bag.
what colostomy is. Yeah. Colostomy bag full of tea. Anyway, I don't know. It's probably not, doesn't really fit with the press, but I can't, because I carry around a gallon of water because of fitness stuff all the time.
Mhm.
And 100% I'm going to wash this, and this is what I'm carrying my water around everywhere right now. But it doesn't look like a hospital bag.
Yeah.
Like, I just put an IV right here and get some tea right into my bloodstream. Just hang it up. Just always have that sweet tea. But also, the food was delicious. The tea,
Yeah.
not so much. It's not bad, but I like a little diabetes with my tea, I like to
that over sugar.
Yeah, I like a little.
You like that southern sweet tea.
Yeah, because I'm
That's
from
what you like.
Oklahoma, you know,
Yeah.
so I like that southern sweet tea. You know, that brown sugar water, that's what
Yeah.
we call it. You know,
Yeah.
so,
You like that southern twang in there.
yeah, a little bit, you know, country's probably my favorite music too, so.
Hey, I'm right there with you, brother.
No, really?
Oh yeah.
You got, bro, tell me you have snakeskin boots.
I did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course you did.
Uh-huh.
With the big, the cowboy hat, and tight ass jeans.
No, not the tight jeans. That's not a thing.
Did-
That's like a new weird wave thing. That's not.
No, I'm talking the like black Levi's, you know, with the button-up shirt and then the what's that blue
A
stone
bolo
called?
tie?
Yeah,
Or a turquoise.
yeah, with a little turquoise stone with the like. Yeah.
No,
yeah, you
that's
did.
not my culture, bud.
Yeah,
That's-
it is.
That's Indian shit.
No, that's Google. Okay, don't Google it. But if you were, all right, listen.
Those people are from different cities, though. My style's more. I come from, or my family comes from the country. That's more like city slicker.
Oh, okay. Because I was gonna say, if you Google like Mexican cowboy, and this isn't a racial thing, this isn't racism.
Yeah, no.
But if you Google Mexican cowboy, I want to show you what comes up because it's gonna be black Levi's, probably a bright color, maybe like a maroon shirt, and one of them turquoise things. While she's googling that though, and speaking of clothes, but what were we talking about before?
We started with.
Oh, we were supposed to be
competitive
announcing Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Call of Duty's coming soon. We're gonna have tournaments in May. It's his job now. So
Is that a
all-
console only thing?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, I want real players.
I'm just saying.
Um,
It wouldn't.
But yeah,
there
because
wouldn't be a
it's-
PC scene. But I'm just.
no, but yeah. Well, I mean, the weird thing is Activision does say when you apply for the tournament that it can be PC or PS4. But I don't think there's a very big PC Black Ops 4 scene.
PC on Call of Duty PC scene died with
Black Ops 2,
Black
right?
Ops 1.
One? No, because I remember that there was quite a bit on Black Ops 2 because like Ali A had a whole big series on it because it was so much like harder to aim and such. But anyway, all inquiries can go to Jason now
Mhm.
on when the tournament's gonna start, so that my Instagram and my stuff can stop blowing up and blow up his. Did you Google it?
Yeah, there's two types.
Let me see.
Oh,
I got it.
controversy.
So that's your first one.
Oh yeah, look at that plaid. Look at that plaid cowboy hat. That's what Mark looks like when he goes out at night.
Oh yeah, that's the straight country.
And
Hell
then
yeah.
there's your second one.
Oh yeah, see, look at this. Look at that's
Mm-hmm.
100%. That's what.
So
that's
those,
what Mark was trying
those
to put
are
on before
those
he came
are
down today.
those are rodeo
Yeah.
outfits.
Those are rodeo outfits.
Yeah.
So
They're
those are
like
the ones that you
bullfighting?
see that like twirl the fucking shit in there. You know, wrapping up the
Throwing
hooves and
lassos
stuff, lassoing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Snake in my boot style.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's different. Mine's more like that.
Yeah, the plaid
The first one.
shirt with the nice jewelry.
There is no nice jewelry in that.
Yeah, if they there's not
That-
much.
That's one picture though. I bet you could find a picture of Mexican cowboy, and they got those turquoise things. Maybe that is Native American.
That is
Maybe
Native
I'm
It is
just
Native
fucking-
American, man. Yeah. Like you ever seen Joe
I'm about to
Dirt?
get me too'd.
You ever seen Joe Dirt?
Have I ever seen Joe Dirt?
Okay, well, you know
100%,
Joe Dirt,
bro.
You know the
Kicking wing.
firework kicking wing.
Kicking wing.
Yeah, kicking wing's the one who wears the
Yeah, he
the
wears
little
the
tassels.
Oh yeah, maybe it is Native American.
Yeah.
Plus, you can't say Indian, dick. It's Native American.
Same shit.
That's at MarcccTV with 3 C's.
Hey man, people need to grow some thick skin.
Yo, listen, yeah, we're not gonna get into it, but
Anyways,
it's a rough world.
it's
Anyways,
that
bro,
side's slowly dwindling though. Anyways,
Anyway, speaking of clothes, so we eSports line launched a week ago, 2 weeks ago,
A week ago.
right after this podcast. Yeah, launched on Wednesday.
mhm.
So eSports line launched. It's these hoodies, Rebel Against, Rise Above. I absolutely love this design. Obviously heavily inspired by Young and Reckless. We have the long shirts now. That's what I got on. Those real long tees.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people have been asking for those. They really like them. So the eSports line launched. We have a very limited launch with Champion, which is what Jason's wearing.
Mm-hmm.
Show him the seat. Show him the seat.
Show them the seat.
Right there. Oh, 10 out of 10. But it's very limited. I think there's like 3 left at the time of this recording. So
Yeah.
by the time this gets out, there probably won't be. But try to get one. If not, we'd still have the black regular colorway. We have the white colorway. We have a pink colorway. And a yellow colorway. I like that yellow one. That yellow
Oh
one's
wow!
nice.
I didn't
Yeah.
get that yellow one.
And then we still have the Arctic Marble collection for ladies as far as leggings go. We've relaunched that one a couple months ago with new fabric, and all we've gotten is good feedback. So there's a couple reviews on the website. And our first product for nutrition launches within a month, and it is a CBD syringe. Like, okay, that's what they're called, but when I hear syringe, I think like, oh, you don't inject it,
Yeah.
you like drink it. It's like the syringes you use for like cooking, you know, when you like inject the flavor into stuff.
Like a baster?
Like a turkey
No,
baster.
not a baster. There's actually like syringes that you use to like put the flavor into the turkey.
I know what you're talking
We
about.
should just inject it, man. Honestly.
No, that's meth. We're not trying to sell
Don't do that.
Yeah, last week Mark was telling people to burn down their apartments.
Yeah.
This week he's telling people to inject stuff. I'm gonna get sued.
FYI, meth is the cheapest drug right now.
Yeah, well, I was just watching, and this is obviously nothing to do with gaming, I don't think, but I just saw this thing on, I think it was Snapchat.
We've seen the same thing.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
meth
bro.
thing where it was like 60% of Australia is like
Mhm.
addicted to meth.
Something like 500,000 Aussies.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
And that it's the fastest growing narcotic in America because of how cheap it is to make and purchase.
Yeah, it dropped like 200%.
Well, yeah, because now it's like before, you know, it was made
and it's
with
more
like
pure. You seen that
real chemicals and stuff, and now it's made with
too? Now we got that Breaking Bad shit.
yeah, now you got to distill, like they're distilling out the Drano now instead of just like mixing it all together, you know, and it's great, and that's crazy for me because one of the
Got that Walter White mix.
yeah, well, I mean, and it's so crazy because when I was growing up, my mom got real deep into it, and that's why I broke off so young and everything, and where I'm from, Fremont County, they got named as one of the largest hubs for meth in the United States. You know, and that's where also Canyon City being like you got 4 prisons out there. Like it's not a
Yeah.
big surprise,
Yeah.
but so many of the people that I went to high school with, like I went back there because that's where Aaliyah's buried. So I went back there, and then I went to Chili's to have lunch, and so many of the people that I went to high school with are like sunken face, like
They just have all the signs.
yeah, all of them. And it's crazy, you know, and that Snapchat thing too. Like I didn't know there was a difference between meth and speed.
Oh yeah, speed's like a kind of distilled version of that.
No, it's the same thing, but speed is the liquid form, where meth is the crystallized form. So yeah, I mean it's obviously a little distilled when it becomes the liquid side, but
It's a tablet form, right? Speed isn't?
no, it's the liquid form.
Oh, it's liquid. Okay.
Yeah, it's what you would, like inject and stuff, and then meth is the rocks that you like put on the spoon. I don't do drugs, but I've seen a lot of movies. Right, you put it on a spoon, right?
Yeah.
Beats me.
Or you can smoke.
Don't look that up.
She's like staring at you, waiting for the. Hey, I'm gonna need you to look that up.
Search you want on your phone. You have the FBI show up at your house. But yeah, no, that's crazy, and
Yeah, I've seen it, bro. I've picked
but
up
it's
a lot of it.
scary in the gaming community too, though, because I know, like coming from like competitive Yu-Gi-Oh, the Adderall like that floats around those events is so real. Like those guys are, because you got to figure you're playing a card game which used to be not so much anymore, but used to be like damn near like chess, and you're playing it for 12 hours a day.
Yeah.
So a lot of the guys on that big level, they were Adderalled out, and then what happened is you started seeing people spiral into the cocaine because you know it's just the next step, and then meth is like the next step past cocaine when you just don't want to sleep ever. You know, when you got the devil in your brains and you don't want to have any dreams. But it's so on the gaming side, you know, it's crazy to think about that, like
stuff like that can happen. Like people can,
yeah, because
they can turn to those kind of drugs, and that's a huge thing that's always going to be around no matter what. And it's like everybody's trying to get that edge. You know, everybody's got to make sure that they're so focused and they're, you know, so concentrating on this and this, and it's like some people are willing to take it to the absolute limit to do it.
Well, and this whole new thing of 24-hour streams happening.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's like you can't do that very often unless you're, you know, and it's crazy too because, you know, like Unique is one of the podcast monsters. I love them. They're great. I pointed like they were there, but they weren't because I drank it earlier. Sorry. But, you know, I don't have a problem with energy drinks, but energy drinks can be just as abused as anything else. And they're, you know, not taken the right way, very bad for you. Mm-hmm. Especially when you look at like the big names. You know, one of the reasons I like Unique is there's no taurine in it, so it's a lot a bit healthier for you. But, you know, when you're looking at these 24-hour streams, energy drinks are only going to work for so long. Your body eventually builds up a tolerance to the amount of caffeine you can take. You know, for me, you know, my average day, I would say I have 2 venti coffees in the morning, probably 3 energy drinks throughout the day, and then I take a scoop and a half of pre-workout, so that's another 450 milligrams. So I probably take 12, maybe 1,300 milligrams of caffeine every day. Where, you know, for most people, if you drop 1,200 milligrams of caffeine, you're going to be sick. So for me, like, there's no way that I can make it through a 24-hour stream on just energy drinks. So if I'm at that level, you know, and imagine like these big streamers, right, where you have to do this 24-hour stream. Because, like, if you're a smaller streamer and you say, all right, I'm going to do a 24-hour stream, and then like 16 hours in, you're like, guys, I can't even keep my eyes open anymore. Like, it's not healthy. First of all, 24-hour streams are super unhealthy.
Yeah, I've seen a couple guys die from doing 24-hour streams.
Yeah, they're super unhealthy just on your body. Like, sleep is so important to your body. Joe Rogan did a podcast about sleep, and it's like life-changing. You know, everybody should watch it. But if you're one of these big streamers, you can't afford to get off.
No.
So,
like even with that like little 5-minute break, dude, like I've seen
what are they
quite a
doing in
few.
that 5-minute break? You know,
That's what I mean,
To be
like-
able to stay up for those 24 hours.
In those 5-minute breaks, like you're never gonna know what's gonna go on behind, you know, closed doors and stuff like that. Whether it's just like, oh, they actually did go get, you know, just a drink or something like that, or
Well, yeah, you do a little snow cane, you know, a little bit of that.
You know what's crazy is
Devil's
there's a
Weight.
lot of streamers that are pretty drugged out during stream, and it's not like, you know, bad. So a lot of them, there's a lot of potheads, but they're
Yeah,
the
but
big
that's-
ones too.
That's not a drug.
No, but like Summit always baked out of his mind.
Oh,
Josh OG is probably the biggest pothead I've ever seen in my whole life.
Yeah, but I mean, also they can't smoke on stream, so that's
Yeah,
what
they
their
don't,
little
yeah.
breaks are. You know?
Yeah.
Um,
But it's a thing, man.
but
That's where it
there's a
starts,
big
though.
difference between like smoking weed and snorting cocaine,
Yeah.
spooning up some Walter White meth. You know what I'm saying? But the more that each one, like, it's just weird, and it's why I think that mental and physical health are so important to where we're at now with gaming and stuff, because you can't be doing this that often and that much without turning to something. And you know, the gym is a good. I mean, obviously, it's just scientifically proven it's the best antidepressant that's out there. Getting out of the chair is just good too. You relieve some of the pressure, you know, and also I think if you set a schedule in your own life, it's a lot easier for people to understand too. So they're not going to expect the 24-hour streams if you put the fact that fitness or something else is such a big part of your life, you know. We come back to it again, but even Nate Shot, you know, this guy puts out a video like maybe every 2 weeks now, every 3 weeks. but because of what he's so active in his other aspects of life, he's not getting flamed as much as he used to. Like it used to be like he didn't put out a video every day and he was losing subscribers. People were freaking out. And now it's like he's so busy that people understand, okay, like he doesn't need to put out a video every day. It's cool if he does it this way. But I think there's a lot of streamers that are like that. You know, Pokimane just came back from her like Italy tour, and she got super sick and she was out for like 3 days. And we were talking on Twitter, and everything was just, when are you streaming? When are you, not like, hey, get better or take some time off. You know, there's some people, but the majority of it is like, hey, when are you streaming? When are you, and like, that's when you have to start turning to stuff like that, because you can't, you know, it's just crazy. You can't afford to like even be tired one day. Like imagine if she's supposed to stream like tomorrow at 5 p.m., right? And she goes to a meeting and then she's stuck in traffic for an hour and a half, so she doesn't get home till 4:45, and she just wants to kind of relax. If she's not on Twitch at 5 p.m., that's it, blown up. Like people are gonna be outraged. So like, and I'm not saying she will or would or does, you know, she's probably one of the best people on Twitch, and she's responsible for kind of the Twitch revolution, in my opinion, from e-girls over to actual gamers. You know, very rarely is she using the fact that she's a girl to push herself forward. But you know, it's so easy to turn to something there where it's like, well, I'm tired, you know, maybe just a little bit of cocaine, or meth now that it's so cheap. You know, I think cocaine is the bigger one in Cali, for sure. But it's a real easy step from there to there, you know. And I've had my demons.
It's a thin line between energy drinks and snow cane.
Yeah, well, I mean, and I've had my demons when I was, you know, when Sneaky Bird, when the marketing company first blew up. I was flying to Florida in the morning and then New York in the afternoon and then back home. Like I was working 22-hour days and I had to do something to stay up. And then we opened an office in Vegas. Snow canes floating everywhere in Vegas, and it was just it was literally a quick step over the line from energy drinks and Starbucks to, you know, bathroom trips before the airport. And it was crazy. And especially for me, you know, look at this thing, bro. You imagine how expensive it was? This thing is huge, bro. You imagine? Oh, accidentally 2 grams going. Oh, shit. You know? I had to use $300 bills just to make one to try to fit in this thing, bro. But, you know, it's crazy. And I think it's something that's not talked about enough, honestly. I think that short step there. And a lot of these streamers, like, listen, we're all in this room except for Jenny. Old. I said except for.
He's saying you're not
I
old.
know, but thank you.
You're
But
welcome. That was a super sarcastic thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
But all of us, okay, so fine, whatever. All of us in the room are old. And most of these people aren't, though, you know what I'm saying? And so a lot of these people, you know, when you're 17, making a couple $1 million a year, nobody prepped you for that. You didn't get prepped for that in school, especially if you didn't come from that. Like if you come from like even just middle class parents, and then you go to making a couple $1 million a year, that lifestyle and that stuff's floating around everywhere, and I don't think it's talked about enough to like where this overnight fame, how many, you know, how much has that affected some of these people who have gone into overnight fame? I think one of the great things about eSports and Twitch, though it's a good and a bad side, is you don't really have the time to go fall into that lifestyle, though. Because
Yeah, you
you're
don't.
always
There's
busy.
a lot of, yeah. It's nice to see that there's a handful of streamers that haven't, you know, fallen victim to that lifestyle, but it also makes me sad to think about the ones that are going to, you know what I mean? You just kind of see it and you're like, damn, man, this guy's got a crazy future ahead of him, and he's right in line to ruin it.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I admire Nate Shot so much, because, dude, that guy could be a part of anything that he wants to, and somehow he's still going up. I don't think he's ever, let his rise get in the way, dude.
No,
I mean, even the people that are, obviously the guys in Optic, they talk about him a lot. They're like, Nate Shaw, he's been such a blah blah blah. But there's guys outside of Optic that talk about him a lot. Like one of the Fortnite streamers right now, I totally spaced his name, but I mean, he's living at the house now with Nate, just because he wanted to be a part of his thing.
Oh, the content house, Courage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. No, the weird thing is Matt, it hit him the opposite way, to be honest with you. Like, once fame got to that point, he moved to LA, he was dating Jenna, like, he was at the all-time tip-top of his fame, and, like, the just depression set in, like, on a crazy level, because it's like, he got to the point where it was like, he felt like, I can never, like, live up to what people expect of me. And so, it was crazy being around during that. And then once he got to the point where he was kind of just like, man, I'm just going to do me. Like, whether I live up to your expectations or not, and since then he's blown up. He just, look at what 100 Thieves is doing. It's insane. But yeah, he had every opportunity to go down that level, And Matt's biggest problem, I guess, probably would be drinking, and that's not even like it's not a problem. He doesn't do it all the time, but that's the only thing in any of the times we've ever been around. It's the only thing I've ever seen him do is drink, and that's not even that bad.
You know what though is I think a lot of it has to do with the people around him, like the whole Optic team, everybody who's involved there.
Well, yeah, because they all came from nothing to.
Yeah, well, they're such good. It's like a good foundation, man. I mean, especially Hitch. I mean, I think they all, owe a lot to that guy, and they talk about it a lot too. Hex. I was just watching Hitch's vlog. That's why I was.
Yeah, Hex is, as much as I give credit to Matt for being the father of eSports, in reality, without Hex, it didn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
And Hex takes care of everybody, Him and Matt are still friends, despite the fact that they're competitors now, And it's crazy, that, and that's honestly, that's the world of eSports. No matter what size org you are, or what size you are, for the most part, in eSports. I'm not saying in streaming, because streaming is a whole nother monster. But in eSports, everybody's friendly.
Yeah. And that's the way that it should be, like, everybody's always going to be, pushing each other to be that biggest competitor and this and that. And yeah, you're going to have your, your little feuds with so-and-so, you're going to have your rival and stuff like that. But in all truth, in the end game, everybody's chasing the same dream.
Look at that.
Why do you have
Don't
to
say
say
those
that? But yeah, I mean, and even a lot of, even those rivalries, since OG, rivalries, but even the rivalries aren't so much, it's more like friendly rivalries, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's more of just friendly competition as opposed to like, but that's also why there's such a stigma. And, we've never really talked about it, but when I decided to step into eSports, you were one of the first people that I talked to, and at that time you were on Gauntlet. How much time are we at?
We got a minute and a half.
Let's break and then we'll jump back into it. These podcasts go on forever. It's like it's just so much.
It's just
fun.
random.
That's our first one was.
1, 2, 3. So you were on Gauntlet when I first approached you.
Yeah.
And and it wasn't. There was by no means, and I'm covering my bases here, kind of, but by no means was it like we're trying to recruit you away from them. At that point, we weren't even going to run an eSports org. We were just looking to sponsor different eSports stuff. But because there's such a stigma for stealing players and talking to other teams' players, that's probably the biggest level of competition. That kind of freaked out. Things kind of went south, and but it was crazy because we weren't trying to start something competitive. But then Nick was on Gauntlet when, you know, we were first approached with the possibility of bringing him on. And, you know, I was very adamant about the fact that, like, I'm not recruiting players from other teams. I'm not saying leave this team for us or anything. If you approach me, obviously I'm going to talk to you, especially if you've got, like, that level, you know what I'm saying? If, I don't care who it is, you know, if we're looking for a league team and Afromoo approaches us about coming to league, you know, despite the fact he's on 100T and Matt and I we go back forever, I'm still going to talk to him. Like, I'm not approaching him, but if he's going to approach and he's got the okay of his org, but there's a big difference, and I think that's the reason for that is because the competition levels are so high but not high at the same time. It's like, hey man, you know, like between let's just take like between 100 Thieves and Optic, for instance. Like if Matt wanted to go after one of their Call of Duty players, like him and Hex are so close that it'd be like, why didn't you just talk to me about it? And then I could approach him, you know what I'm saying? And like, so the community's so damn close. And it's crazy, you know, and the streaming community is not the same. It is very different. The SD card's probably full, so we'll just run off the one camera. Because we only have like, this is it. This is really the close. This is kind of what I want to talk about is, and it goes back to the very first segment and what we were talking about. You know, we're building a family here and an organization, and the relationships that we have with other organizations are so important. So that's one thing, you know, that as we build this, to know for us, for anybody who may be looking to apply, any streamers that, you know, may want to talk, even though we're not accepting them now specifically, is to understand that it doesn't matter how big we get, how big we are, or who's on the squad. Like, nobody's ever above anybody else. And that's really what we want to focus on and build here. And if you're with another org already, and you send an email to Jason or Mark or myself, just understand that we're going to approach your org and make sure that it's okay to talk to you before. So that's, if they don't know that you're looking for somebody else, that's on you. But yeah, I mean, I think we're 2 hours in. I'm running out of, I forgot what I'm talking about so many times this podcast. I don't even know if we covered everything we were supposed to cover, did we?
Yeah, we
didn't talk about your 1940s hat you got on your head.
Hey, man. Don't disrespect the hat.
I didn't disrespect, I just said it was from 1940.
And what's so wrong about that?
Nothing, you fit right in. Everybody was like 5'2".
See?
It was the perfect time. Yo, we did this photo shoot today, and because I can see it over here. So Jason and I set up the backdrop and everything, and we're both I'm 5'10". I think Jason is like 4'11".
No, Jenny's 4'11". I'm
Are you really?
5'4".
You're 4'11". What? Hey, will you Google like the cutoff for like being a little person?
4'9".
It's 4'9" for women. Oh. Because for men it's like 4'3" or something, isn't it? Or 5'3" or something, isn't it? Or is it the same for both? Is it just like one cutoff? Well, that's not really fair. Yeah, that means little women are huge compared to little men.
Hey, but you wanted equality, they got it.
Yeah, will you Google the cutoff really quick though? Because I'm curious. But anyway, so we set it up, and like we were like standing on our tippy toes to put the stuff up, and I was like, oh yeah, this will be good. And then we go get Ernie and Matt to go take pictures in front of the backdrop, and they're both as tall as the backdrop.
There's like a 4-inch gap between the top.
Yeah,
and
it was rough. What do you even Google? What are you Googling for that? Cutoff to be short person? Nice. That's what I gotta get Jenny a computer for next time so we can put it up on the screen. I have a tablet I plugged in and everything for you to use, but plus she's not even on that iPhone life, so
No.
it's rough, guys. It's rough.
We're working on it, don't worry.
Are you
What?
getting iPhones?
I have one.
Oh yeah.
Of course I have one.
Jenny, what's up? Why don't you have an iPhone?
I don't like iPhone.
Okay, so
Me neither.
we are also recruiting for a new coordinator. Just kidding, I wouldn't.
Notice how he said that very lightly.
Very.
Well, yeah, quietly, because I don't want to die. Right? Once the camera's turned off, she's still gonna be here. Is it 4-3?
So it's 410 or shorter,
Oh, you barely.
but
made
it's
the
a
cutoff.
medical or genetic condition that usually
Oh.
results.
Yeah.
So you can't just be short and be considered a little person. You have to
Nope.
have like the genetic markers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Well, look, you learn something new every day. But listen, you just barely made the cutoff. Minus the whole genetic marker thing. And if you're a little person, not trying to offend you, please don't. I like little people. I'm trying. It's 2019. We have to be so scared about offending everybody. Okay. Anyway, guys, I think that's gonna do it. We're just rambling at this point. I
Yeah.
have to pee so bad again for like the 7th time. I don't have a baby bladder.
Obviously.
Well, okay, because I drink like 3 gallons of water a day. How much do you drink a day? Not 3 gallons.
Oh.
I don't actually, because I think you would die. Right? How many gallons of water can you drink every day? You can only drink like a certain amount or you'll literally drown.
Yeah.
You pee it all out.
No, but Google it really quick. We're going to go before this Google search ends up, but I'll let you guys know in the comments. I'm Aaron.
I'm Jason.
Mark's over there. Jenny's over there Googling things. This is the Infinity Gauntlet. Next week, we're talking a little bit about Endgame. No spoilers, because I know people might still not have seen it. But I really need to talk to somebody about it. So if you're out there,